What's up, guys? So today we're going to learn how to take slash manage trades on TradeLocker, okay? So let's not waste any time. Let's get started. All right, so let's say this is the trade that we're taking, okay? So from what we see here, we see our asset, it's XAUUSD, which is gold. We see that it's bearish, so we're selling. We see our entry price, our invalidation, otherwise known as our stop loss area, and we have our exit targets, otherwise known as take profits, okay? As well as notes, we see the type of trade executed is a sell limit. So we know already that that's going to be a pending trade. Anything that's sell limit buy limit, sell stop, buy stop, those are all pending trades. If you ever see buy market or sell market, those are market trades. All right. So let's get into this. Let's transfer over to TradeLocker. So the first thing you want to do is change your asset. So if it's ever the wrong asset that you're trading, either way, you always want to make sure you're trading the right one. Okay. So XAUUSD, we're going to click it. Perfect. Next thing that we're going to do is make sure that we have the right information on our trade. So as we said, we're going to be selling. It's a pending trade because it was a sell limit. And now we're just going to go back and forth copying the information that we have. Okay. So from here, what we see is that our entry point is 35.53. If ever you get two entry zones, understand that the two entry points that are given to you work with this stop loss and these take profits. Okay. So you can do this one of two ways. If you prefer the outcome compared to the risk more with one entry, you can take that one. Or if you decide to take two trades and split your risk, you could do that as well. But you do have two entries for this specific setup. But if we compare to, let's say, this one, you're only giving one entry price. Okay. So you don't always get two. Anyway, so let's get into this. So we see that our entry price is 35.53, and because it is a pending trade, we are going to put it in ourselves. So 35.53, that's in. Next, we want our stop loss or invalidation area, which is 35.57. We're going to put that in as well. Next is our exit. So you can choose the exit that suits you best in terms of the reward when it comes to our exits. On exit one, it's a 1-to-1. So you risk one to get one in terms of risk to reward. When it comes to exit two, it's going to be a 1-to-3. So you risk one to make three. And then exit three is usually like a 1-to-8, 1-to-10. So you're risking one to get eight. Okay. So if this was in dollar amounts, in my first target, I would have made $100. My second target, I would have made $300. And then my third target, I would have made anywhere between $800 to $1,000, risking that same 100. Okay. So it depends on you what you're looking for. For myself, I love exit two. It's just a great area. I think 1-to-3 on any trade is a really great setup. I know other people kind of use exit three and then kind of do a lot of modifications in their trades as it's kind of going. So we're going to see what works best, but we're going to go with exit two for this example. And our price for exit two is 35.41. So we're going to put 35.41 in here. Perfect. So the first thing we want to look at is our profit and loss. We're risking $20 to make $60. This is a 1-to-3, as we said. This is perfect. If you don't like what you're risking, you can always go to your lot size and change that just to make sure that it's reflecting that your trading plan, number one, and number two, it works with the size of your account. Okay. So now that we decided that we're okay with this trade, we're gonna take it. So let's say we execute this trade and we take this trade, okay? Next, you need to be able to kind of make decisions in your trade, okay? So we're gonna execute this by market just so that you can kind of see how it works, okay? So don't mind the amounts. I just want you guys to be able to see how you can kind of move your trade, okay? Perfect. So let's say we're executing this trade. All right. So let's say I'm going in this trade and I'm like, you know what? This trade is going well. Let's say it hits my exit one target. Okay. So even though we set out for exit two, we still have to be aware of the prices for exit one. Okay. So the reason why is because you're going to take action as the trade goes along. So if you decide to just let your trades ride, it either hits your target or your stop loss, that's great too. Or you can kind of take action in your trade as well. So let's say, for example, I want to move my stop loss to break even, for example. So break even makes it a risk-free trade. It determines that usually I would be risking, let's say in the example, $100 to make $200 or $100 to make $300 in this trading example. But if I'm moving my stop loss to break even, I am now risking $100 to make my $300. Okay. So once this happens, you're going to be able to really focus on, okay, what actions do I do when? So for example, our price for exit one here was 35.49. Okay. I'm going to take a horizontal line and look for 35.49. It's right around here. Okay. So what this means, and let's say perfect example, I put in the wrong take profit, the wrong exit. Okay. So number one, we have two things to do. We have to change our exit price. So our exit price is supposed to be 35.41. Okay. We did not put in the right one at all. So let's go back. So you see you have options here. We're going to click the little pen to edit position. And now we have access to edit our trade. So we said that our exit two was 35.41. We're going to go in here, 35.41, confirm. So I just changed the price of my take profit. I modified it with no consequence, no nothing. Okay. It didn't hit there. I didn't move my stop loss into profit, didn't hit my stop loss or anything like that. It's nowhere close to my take profit either. So I'm good to go. Okay. So let's say our take profit is here. Once, like literally, the price goes all the way down and touches the price of my take profit one, I'm gonna edit my trade, okay? And there's two ways I can do this. I can either edit the price of my stop loss. So the price here is 35.64, let's say. I can enter here 35.64 and then just confirm. Or I can take this stop loss negative what my risk was and I can drag it where I want it. Okay. So I drag it just before my entry. So literally, yes, it is a risk-free trade, but it also takes care of any fees that I'm going to go through on this trade. Okay. So I drag it into profit or on my entry zone. And then the overall goal of this is to make it a risk-free trade. Mind you, you won't be able to confirm this until after the active price has passed this area. Okay. So this is just showing you how to utilize the tool and how to actually do this. If ever you see a little exclamation point in red, it's only because what you're looking to achieve in terms of price doesn't make sense. So in that case, you would just have to review your numbers and make sure that what you're doing, yes, it does make sense, number one, and number two, in terms of your risk, once again, it makes sense as well. You always want to double check after changing your prices or changing something around. Okay. But whenever you get a little notification like this or a little circle, it just means that something isn't right and you need to review your trade. Either your stop loss doesn't make sense in terms of price or your take profit doesn't make sense. And these are very easy things to fix. Okay. Let's say this trade is going on and I'm like, you know what? This isn't a good trade. This isn't a good idea. I see the market moving in the opposite direction. I want to just close it out. I can literally hit the close position and exit out like that. And then I'm gonna kind of get out of the trade at whatever price I was at, which was about like minus, I believe, 10, minus $10. And that's gonna be the end of my positions. When it comes to your positions, any active positions that you have open, you're gonna be able to see them in your active profit and loss. Okay. So you have positions, and this is going to be moving if you have any active trades open. If you have any pending trades open, this itself for profit and loss is not going to move. But what you want to do for pending, if you see that it's been a while or your trade hasn't executed, or where you get your signals from, where you get your trades from, they literally said, hey, heads up, our price never activated, delete the trade. You want to make sure you're going in and closing that position and not just leaving it hanging around. Okay. Another thing is your closed positions. This is something you want to look at end of day, end of week, just to see where you're at and what you've done for the week and where you're at in terms of profit and loss. Okay. I hope this helps. I'll see you guys on the next video.